Hello and welcome to my final project presentation. My name is Jeremiah Braun. I'm a student at Texas A&M Corpus Christi, hopefully to be graduated here very shortly. I'm presenting my final project for my practicum. My client was Grace College of Divinity, and I partnered with them to develop their faculty orientation and training program. Specifically, I was working with Ron McBride. He's their Dean of Academics, acting as my site supervisor. Tom Johnson, who's their Dean of Distance Education. He was my subject matter expert and generally the guy that I worked with the most, and then myself, the instructional designer. Our purpose statement. This course is designed to equip faculty with current instructional design best practices for online learning, or e-learning, in order to enable them to create excellent e-learning courses and facilitate their courses online. The deliverables were: working with the subject matter expert Tom Johnson, develop a standard of best practices for developing GCD's online courses, and an e-learning module that teaches instructional design best practices and the standards that GCD requires for their online courses. You should have access to this document if you're watching this. In the project preview, we've got the delivered best practices and faculty expectations, the training packaged inside of their LMS, and then I'm personally hosting the Captivate module that I created on BitBalloon. So first things first, their best practices. It's just a really standard document, but it's been finalized, it's been supported, and essentially implemented for their school across the whole line. And it specifically gets into stuff that they needed specifically for Populi in their online courses about engagement, course discussions, and things like that. So here's the actual course. As I was saying, Grace College of Divinity, I'll call them GCD all the time. They have Populi as their LMS, and this course is packaged as EDU 120, or Faculty Best Practices. Tom Johnson, over here in the dashboard tab, this is essentially where they land. Tom Johnson is facilitating the course as the mentor and supervisor for all the faculty. And we'll jump right into, we tried to model the typical layout of what their course, a Populi course, should look like. And inside the lessons, it starts with a Start Here tab, where we introduce the course itself. There's a little video introducing it. This is the link to the Captivate module, the module that I created within Captivate, A Tale of Two Students. It's a narrative story that introduces essentially putting in context why these best practices are important, and to create somewhat of an emotional response to the importance of best practices in online learning. And then as well, they have access to the standards, best practices and expectations, the document I just showed you, as well as a quick reference to the different best practices that were selected or covered in each chapter of our story. So before too long, I'll take you to, basically you click on this training link.
Welcome to Grace College of Divinity's Faculty Orientation Training.
I narrate all the slides inside this Captivate module. The students will be able to have total access to the table of contents, move back and forth. Just for your information, it takes 33 minutes to get through the whole thing, narration and all the videos. And basically I introduce different slides. We'll come up to
Chapter 1, the course introduction. Jack's story is going to be a bit rough.
A typical slide. We work through 3 different chapters presenting different information. I'll introduce a little bit about the story. You know, this is Jack or Jill, and then Tom will have his video here.
Hi, my name is Tom Johnson. I'm the Dean of Distance Education here at Grace College of Divinity.
And basically they can enlarge their screen, and because what we really wanted them to be able to do is zoom into Tom's video as he walks them through the different, like, you know, this is an empty dashboard with it's missing lots of information, or the info tab would miss lots of information. And then we are also looking at lessons and how to set things up. Essentially, they get to see the 2 different things, and then we summarize the best practices at the end. This is really just a primer for the actual course. You know, you X out and go back to the actual course where they have how-to videos. Mostly Tom, in that he really is the expert inside this area, has created several how-to videos. So in Chapter 1, we're covering the best practices that were implemented in Jill's case. Like, how do you do that? So how do you make a dashboard that communicates well? How do you set up your info tab? And really importantly, creating an excellent course syllabus and learning objectives. How do you present that? This is a very in-depth video about how to do that. So Tom is providing resources, and the faculty can essentially have a tab open inside a lesson that they're facilitating, and they can go along and add these things right into their course as he's working. So just a typical how-to video, and without further ado, that's basically how it works. As well, I have added supplemental resources. Tom's created quite a few different useful videos and things like that, and the things not specific to the best practices we covered are provided as an extra resource for the faculty and supplemental resources. I hope you enjoy the project, and I look forward to your feedback.